Hello, welcome to Algebra 1. We're going to cover an incredibly important topic in algebra, and that's called the distributive property. I've actually kind of taught you a little bit of that recently in the last couple of sections without really telling you that that's what it was. But in your book, whatever book you're using, eventually you'll come across this thing called the distributive property, and you'll see something like this. The book will have something that looks sort of like this. It may not look exactly like this, but they'll have something like this: a parentheses b plus c. And they will tell you that that's going to be equal to something like AB plus AC. And then you'll look at that and say, what the heck does that mean? What it's basically telling you is that if you have a parentheses with multiple things added or subtracted inside, here I've got two terms, B and C, and I'm adding them together. And then outside I've got the A, which is multiplied by this quantity B plus C. Then that can be written as the same thing. The A, whatever's on the outside, gets distributed. That's why it's called that. Distributed into the B, and they're multiplied because this is sitting outside multiplied. A times B, the plus comes from the plus on the inside, and then this A also gets distributed to the C, A times C. And I told you that in the last section we did a couple of problems with a negative sign out in front, and I told you that negative gets applied to everything inside because the negative is sitting out inside of this parentheses, which groups everything together. So whatever's out here, in this case A, it's applying itself to everything, the entire unit, so it has to go in and apply itself like that. And so that's what's called a distributive property. Now it's a little bit easier to understand it or see it with some numbers. So I'll give you a quick example. If you had 2, and on the inside here 3 plus 4, how would you do that? Like the normal way. Forget about the distributive property. If I just said, hey, what is this equal to? You would say, well, I need to do what's inside the parentheses first. That's always the number one thing. And 3 plus 4 is 7. So if I were to do that, then the 2 would be here, and then I would have multiplied by 7. I would do the